Hello?
this past fall, just excoriating President
I
Trump
saw,
for
I
his
saw
the
open
Trump
when you said
administration's
about my
policies of taking little kids away from their moms and dads at the border and then never
Alright,
reuniting
cool.
hundreds of those families. Well, the week after that debate, just a few days before the election, the Biden campaign released a TV ad that featured that portion of the debate, and it said, the ad said that if elected on his first day as president, Joe Biden would create a federal task force to start the process of finding and reuniting those hundreds of kids with their parents. Well, now Joe Biden is president, and whatever is going to happen in terms of immigration reform and the president's immigration legislation in Congress, there is still this very pressing issue of hundreds of kids taken away from their parents by the Trump administration who still haven't been reunited with them. President Biden did not create a task force on this issue on day one, as his campaign said he would, but we have been told that they are working on announcing something soon. And we did get this interesting development this week when the First Lady's office announced that her chief of staff will be working directly on the issue of reuniting separated families. CNN then reported that First Lady Jill Biden herself will give input to the task force that they are setting up to reunite these kids with their parents. That suggests this is both still a high priority for the Biden administration and that this is going to be a high-profile thing. Anything a First Lady is involved in tends to be a high-profile thing. But the question remains, how are they going to do this? Why has there been a delay from something they said they'd do on day one? President Biden had been expected to issue the executive order creating this task force as of tomorrow, as of Friday, but now it appears to have been delayed again. Sources telling NBC News' Julia Ainsley, Jacob Soboroff, and Jeff Bennett that President Biden's immigration executive orders, including this task force to reunite separated families, those orders are being delayed, quote, by at least a few days. So, at least in our reporting thus far, we don't know what is causing these delays. When should we expect the president to take action, and what should we expect from this task force that he's promised that hasn't yet materialized? Joining us now is Jacob Soboroff, MSNBC correspondent. He's the author of the book Separated Inside an American Tragedy.
Oh, I think you're going to keep going.
He's really been at the forefront of covering this issue from the beginning. And he joins us tonight from the border in Otay Mesa, California. Jacob, it's great to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for having me, Rachel.
Oh, yeah, did I tell you I was playing with CMD the other day?
Covering this for a long time. Where do you think we are in terms of getting some action towards reuniting these families? What do you understand about the pace at which the Biden administration is working and
he stopped talking as soon as you joined.
I think if President
He was talking the whole time as soon as you joined.
Launch this task force and announce a plan on day one, he would have done it. But what I think the Biden administration is now learning.
And the funny thing is, he didn't say anything about Junebug. He said, literally, he said invite Junebug, but he said he doesn't want to play with Skywalker.
To separate 5,000 kids, over 5,000 kids from their parents, including Miss Allen.
So I don't know why. He's.
Namesake of the lawsuit that won the reunification of all parents right here in Otay Mesa. But also because after the separations, there are so many different distinct groups of separated families.
No, yeah, I can't lie.
President Biden and his administration will deal with them.
Yeah, he was doing good the other day. Still.
Will they bring people back from that side of the border who were separated and their children remain on this side? Will they bring parents deported with their children back to the United States? Will they designate them victims of crimes? There's all kinds of questions they have to answer.
But he also said he doesn't like him.
Is part of the issue, Jacob, part of the complexity of potentially the delay here, the issue of accountability? As you say, should they be defined? These folks be defined as victims of crimes? Is it possible that government personnel, whether they're people in Washington or people who effectuated this policy on the border, may have committed crimes in doing so, and that this
Come on, you gonna do me like that, bro?
Individual people working for the Trump administration and carrying out this policy on behalf of the Trump administration
I don't think one of us plays 2K.
I think it's a critical.
Why, you're not playing?
What Vice President President Biden meant when he was a candidate, saying it's criminal. It's criminal. He told our colleague Jeff Bennett that he intended for his Justice Department to conduct a, quote, thorough investigation. Well, that Justice Department has provided a roadmap into potential
Maverick.
General report that by name pointed
Yo,
out
Mav.
key officials in the Trump administration for purposely implementing this policy, including Gene Hamilton, a counselor to Jeff Sessions.
Yeah, no, because
and they say in this
yeah, but that's not going to happen this time.
That now the Biden administration has that when they did this, the plan wasn't necessarily just to separate and prosecute people here at the border, but administratively separate. So we talk about 5,000 people being separated.
Don't worry, Matt can be in my team though. I already said I'm going to be an opposite team of Skywalker.
In the time period, had they separated everyone. And so now it won't be up to this task force, which will be led by Alejandro Mayorkas, we understand, the Secretary of Homeland Security in consultation with HHS and as well as state. But separately, will this Department of Justice investigate this and ultimately pursue criminal charges? Wow. Remarkable. Jacob Soboroff, MSNBC correspondent, who again has been on this story literally from day one.
That's it. Yeah, there's more than 5 of us.
From where you are there on the border tonight.
No, you can get more people, but.
All right. As I mentioned, President Biden's new White House press secretary, Jen Psaki, joins us live next for the interview. Very much looking forward to speaking with her. That's next.
I don't know why I threw the ball so hard, bro.
Comfort in the extreme. The Lincoln family of luxury issues.
Never mind. I ain't gonna say nothing.
Our wireless bras are designed to support you all day and feel like nothing at all, with styles and sizes up to a G cup. I do not have the time or patience for wired bras anymore. Go wireless at Nix.com.
My family and I.
Wolfcourt doesn't come to us. Pause. He doesn't play. He don't. Yeah, because he can play on his high bill with blood, right?
One very important cause we want to be advocates about is mental health awareness. I struggled for a long time.
Okay. All right.
It's okay to not be.
Let's call him Voldemort.
This thing we're going through in life is not perfect, and there's so many times where you're going to face so many obstacles, and you're going to feel like the world is against you, and you just got to keep fighting. You got to keep fighting no matter what, and just don't ever give up.
Kicking the stigma is our commitment to eradicating and getting this.
And the dunk. You did it, dunk the ball.
Tony here from creditrepair.com. Take it to the streets to talk about credit. What's a good credit score? Go.
600.
Maybe if you're trying to pay thousands extra in interest rates. Can your credit score impact your job? Oh, no. No. Oh, no. Is credit repair expensive?
Isn't having that credit expensive?
My man. Cut the confusion. Get started with a free credit evaluation at creditrepair.com.
At Fingerhut, we don't define you by your credit score. We celebrate you being you. So we offer low monthly payments on the stuff you need, things you love, and brands you trust. As you build your credit history with a Fingerhut credit account. If you're looking for the latest selection,
Who the hell said that?
Essentials, clothes, toys, and more, you'll find it all at Fingerhut. You do you, and we'll help build your credit at Fingerhut.com.
Fingerhut credit accounts are issued by WebBank.
Among my patients, I often see them have teeth sensitivity as well as gum issues. Does it worry me? Absolutely. Sensodyne sensitivity and gum gives us a dual action effect that really takes care of both our teeth sensitivity as well as our gum issues. There's no question it's something that I would recommend.
MoonPod, a breakthrough in relaxation that's quickly becoming the world's most popular bean bag. Our custom zero-gravity bead technology acts as your personalized cushioning system. MoonPod is the most comfortable place in the universe. Try yours today at moonpod.com.
At Open Farm, our recipes are made from simple, premium ingredients, and you can trace every ingredient in every bag back to its source. Because with ingredients this good, we want everyone to know.
Oh my God. Me, I only say it because you say some gay shit about because we have a parade. We have a parade for them.
We searched you online, and maybe you can explain this.
I can't believe that garbage is still coming in. That is
Frustrated with your online search results? Call Reputation Defender today to join tens of thousands who improved their online reputation. Get your free reputation report card at reputationdefender.com or call 1-877-866-8555.
Am I left down here?
By the time she joined,
I only see one of those bars down here. I didn't see it.
Already had a pretty impressive resume under her belt. She'd already worked on a presidential campaign. She'd served as a member of John Kerry's staff during his run for president in 2004. Before that, she'd spent time as a communications director on Capitol Hill. She'd done a stint at the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee. Given that experience, it's no wonder that when she joined the Obama campaign in 2008, she quickly sort of became a fixture. When President Obama ultimately was elected, Jen Psaki would go on to serve as White House Deputy Press Secretary and then as Deputy Communications Director. After working on the president's re-election campaign in 2012, she shifted to a role as State Department spokesperson, where she did daily briefings, and she attracted whatever the opposite of a fan club is from the Russian government in particular.
Yeah, but hold on.
Finish out the Obama administration as White House Communications Director. So tonight, as she joins us, Jen Psaki is just 8 days into this new role as White House Press Secretary, the most visible communications role in all of
a lot of those niggas. I remember a lot of those niggas used to be females. A lot of those females used to be niggas.
In jobs like this is a woman who knows what she's doing. She's been through it already. Joining us now for the interview is White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki. Jen, it is really nice of you to come on the show tonight.
Honestly, I don't even know how this came up.
Oh, great to be here. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
It is hard for those of us in the press and in the public to get used to there being a White House press briefing every day again. We were accustomed to it for so long, and then when it went away, we lost those muscles immediately. And it feels actually even sometimes hard to keep up. How is it going from your perspective?
Yeah, you did.
Well,
you did somebody's whole city just yesterday.
I got some texts from friends who said things like, "The world is counting on you. We're watching you, and hopefully it all goes okay."
No, but
a pressure on your shoulders, but
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I said,
I get to serve in this role and to serve for this president who, every day is willing to answer my questions and wants to make sure that we're on the same page about the tone we're setting and what he's thinking about issues. And, the job is hard, but that makes the job a bit easier.
My guy just quit.
Day 8, I haven't started 4 yet. That's good. And hopefully I'm starting to lay the groundwork for rebuilding trust with the public. And that, I think, is really one of my primary goals at this point in time for, this job.
The trust with the public.
I said for the population.
Having such an adversarial relationship with the press, where the press feels like they are under assault and put at physical danger because of your words. That's also a nice change from the previous experience from the briefing room. But I have to say, I'm already feeling like the presentation that we are hearing from you in the briefing room already feels it is. I trust it, and I also feel like it's too nice. I feel like the challenges that the administration has on Capitol Hill are.
Wait, hold on a second. I don't mean to be. I don't mean to be an asshole though. Hold on. I don't mean to be an asshole though, Skywalker. But no, but I'm just repeating what you said though. I'm repeating what you said though.
Do you know something that we don't do, or are you? Is that a fair assessment?
What's this pause button?
Well, look, first I think you take your guidance from the person you work for, and for me that's President Biden. And
Skywalker, that's something that you said to me the other day. You said
the pieces that are in, for example, this COVID package that is the top priority for him right now are things that
Skywalker, Tyson, go in the room now.
Are Republicans now against reopening schools?
In the room now.
Against getting unemployment insurance checks to the American people?
It happens, bro.
Getting vaccines in the arms of Americans? So we want to lay this out and speak directly to the people out in the public who are watching the briefing too sometimes, or watching clips of it too sometimes, to really explain to them what we're doing. So I promise you, I've been in this town long enough, so so is President Biden. Nobody's naive.
I'm not trying to make a point. I'm just saying what you said. I'm just repeating what you said.
Republicans are just going to
And you said what Smithy said. It's a cover up. Some people can be gay but still have kids and make it and be a cover up.
For the public, what we're trying to do, and that we are trying to work in a bipartisan.
So it's gonna have 5 kids and still be gay.
We have tools at our disposal to get relief to the public if that doesn't work out, and if they don't take us up on it at every opportunity.
One of those tools, of course, is reconciliation. I tried to lay out at the top of the show tonight some of the history of how we got the budget reconciliation process.
No.
That is. But the fact that basically there's probably 2 shots this year at being able to pass something using that process, which would mean that you could pass something with just a majority vote in the Senate. You wouldn't need 10 Republicans to cross over and beat a filibuster in order to do it. If there are 2 shots at that, and that is the way that some of this legislation moves, are we right to expect that that would be for the COVID legislation, the American Rescue Plan, and also for the big jobs and infrastructure bill, the Building Back Better initiative?
Well, I know there's been some reporting on this. We haven't even proposed. The president hasn't even proposed the jobs package yet, which he's going to do soon, in coming weeks.
True.
But I will say on the COVID package, the challenge we're facing right now, Rachel, as you know, and you talked about this on your show, is there's urgency here. If we don't have certainty, if the American people don't have certainty about being able to put food on the table when we hit this unemployment cliff in March, if we aren't able to plan for how we're going to reopen schools, this can't be a game that's played where we wait, negotiate. We absolutely want it to be bipartisan, but this is one of the tools that we can use. And it's as you noted and you've explained on your show, it's a parliamentary procedure or step. Now, even if it goes to reconciliation, Republicans can still vote for it. There's no blood oath saying they can't. So we'll keep trying until the end. But there's an urgency here, and that's really our priority right now.
No.
Is it true that the president has been calling Republican senators directly and trying to talk to them about their concerns and trying to assess whether or not they might possibly be yes votes or something like this?
Yes, it's absolutely true. And having sat in the Oval Office with him, when he decides to make one of those calls or when he says he wants to make one of those calls, he doesn't really require a call sheet, because it's kind of a very Washington term, but a sheet that tells him exactly what to say to a member of Congress and how to outline the bill. He knows. He's known a lot of these people for decades. He has relationships that go way back, and it may feel foreign to people, but his view is that it's working how it should work.
But hold on a second. Hold on. But Bob.
You listen to really smart policy experts in the health area, and obviously.
No, don't say they claim them, but.
And people are going to come back to him and
No.
say, I don't like this. I want this.
He didn't say that he claimed. Hold on. He didn't say that he claimed Bauer.
Republicans are saying, and he's going to hear them out and see what's possible. And there are areas, for example, the targeting of checks and making sure they're going most to the people in need. That he's
back in the day, back when he was younger, yeah.
And he is not going to break this bill up. He wants pieces that address vaccines, pieces that address ensure we're getting checks to people so they can put food on the table, and money so that we can reopen schools in the package. He's not going to break it up, but he's happy to have a discussion about the components of it and the size and things along those lines, and that's what's ongoing. But yes, he picks up the phone. Sometimes
put it this way.
I'll call Senator so-and-so later today, or make sure I call that senator, I call him back and have a conversation. And I think that gives you a sense of how he's going to govern.
White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki, would you mind staying with me for just a second? I have another couple things I'd love to ask you for, but I have to take a quick break.
Sure, I'd love to.
We'll right back with Press Secretary right after this.
No, you're still a kid though, because you can walk. Yeah, but still, you can still learn. Yeah, you can still learn a lot, and you can still walk down the street and still make friends. All right.
Go for a run. Go for 10 runs. Run marathon.
Yeah, but remember.
Instead, start small. Think ahead. It can lead to something big. Start stopping think ahead. This is what real food looks like. Fresh, real meat and veggies. The food dogs were built to eat. The farmer's dog is changing the way we feed our pets. Visit tryfarmersdog.com to see your dog's personalized meal plan.
So you want to make the best burger ever? Then make it. That means selling everything. And eating nothing but cheese to find the perfect slice. Even if everyone asks you,
Bro,
listen to them. That means cooking day and night until you get it. You got paid. That means adding people's payroll. That means
no.
burger.
See, this is what I say, yo. Yeah, that's why I say where you feel comfortable and where your home is. That's where you basically say you're from. Because basically what Skywalker is trying to say is,
Introducing Angel Sleeper from Copperfit, a
yeah.
revolutionary new posture pillow designed to give back and side.
So basically trying to say like what my mom's from Jamaica, but she was here most of her life. Right? She's comfortable here. She was born in Jamaica though, but she was here most of her life.
Memory foam for proper spine and neck alignment that reduces pressure on your body for perfect rest and recovery.
It holds your head and neck in an aligned position so that you can have good night's rest all night long.
For side sleepers, the cradle design
Yeah, but
to an optimal side sleep posture, while the unique side cutout rests your arm in the perfect position to help reduce stress on your shoulders.
The Contour arm support is simply brilliant. If you are a side sleeper, you know you sleep with your arms up.
My neck and my spine felt like it was a perfect balance. I slept like a baby all night.
For back sleepers, reverse the Angel Sleeper to the neck cradle for perfect sleep alignment to help reduce aches and stiffness in the neck, shoulders, and back.
Someone actually took the time to create something that works for how people are supposed to be sleeping.
The Angel Sleeper includes a soft machine washable pillowcase, copper infused to help reduce odors and bacteria.
Spend a third of your life laying your head on a pillow. So why would you not have the best pillow you can possibly get?
Order your Angel Sleeper now at angelsleeper.com for only $39.99 or call 1-800-924-0222. Angel Sleeper is also available in king size.
I love the king size. You just have more of a great pillow to go around. It's awesome.
We guarantee you will sleep all night and feel more energized all day.
You have to get an Angel Sleeper. Don't let another night pass by without it.
The new Angel Sleeper from Copperfit.
Because of the research that I've started to do on it.
and that's the funny thing is,
Photographs. I get to define myself.
because
The scores of people.
if I go to Atlanta right now, right,
Family history to life.
they're not gonna go the nigga from Jamaica's here. They're gonna say the nigga from Canada's here.
Sell my house. Now there are a lot of places that claim to know how much it's worth.
Am I right or wrong though?
House. Or my neighborhood. I just answer a few questions and Homelight gives me a side-by-side comparison of my options price for my needs. And they'll show you what verified buyers will pay for my house right now. It's easy and it's free. No matter how you choose to sell your home, selling starts at Homelight. Start it today at homelight.com.
We're back with White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki. Jen, thank you again for doing this. I really appreciate you being here tonight. One of the things you talked about today at the briefing was that we should expect executive orders from President Biden next week in regards to immigration, and that potentially includes what, for a lot of people,
Look at
is a
you.
long-awaited announcement
Yo, what's that streamer's name, yo? Fuck, I forgot his name.
administration. We heard during the campaign
But every single,
issue an executive order on day one.
I mean, look at it. It's tough still. Even the new gun.
That did not happen on day one. Can you give us an update on
And
what we should expect
yo, bro.
on that front?
And they have a new gun.
Something that the president
It's called it's called the Ray K.
was just reporting on early in the show.
It's an automatic ray gun.
I'm creating a reunification task force that can help
Yeah.
finally bring some relief to families who have been cruelly
The Ray K. That's tough.
as a result of
The Ray K.
last administration. So
I just realized we're winning by like god damn.
he has had a flurry of executive actions and orders he's taken, including and also put forward some legislation, including a comprehensive immigration bill, an immigration bill that is to
Say
highlight and
word.
speak to.
Me and Oakwood up here with double digit assists. Say word.
Kids. It's been said that
Okay, Oakwood.
possibly the new Homeland Security Secretary, soon to be Secretary Mayorkas, would be heading up the task force. It's also been reported that the First Lady Jill
Wait, the cup's at your crib?
her chief of
I
staff,
didn't hear
may
that.
be involved in some way with that task force. Can you confirm that for us and tell us more about what we should expect there? Obviously, this is something where the American people, I think it's fair to say, feel like this is a gaping moral wound that needs to be fixed. There are questions potentially of criminal liability for officials who effectuated this policy under Trump. Can you just give us a little more about how that will work?
Sure, and some I can give you, and I will say, when initially when reports of families being separated was happening, was covering all the news, my son was a baby, and I think watching as a mother, it just still makes my heart hurt. So I join many Americans who are watching and others around the world. I think this is an issue that Dr. Biden.
He has to wait to the he has to wait until the cops leave his house before he can actually jump back on the game.
But there's more. Our cord is retractable. Just turn the top and it wraps inside the base. Tighten it up so it will slip on down the table. Use it right near the wall. Finally, charge everything on your desk without crawling underneath it. Its tough design is great for your workshop or garage. Charge all your power tools at one time. Stop. Don't scrap anything there now. So find a plug.
Yo, yo, people.
Now Joe Biden and Chuck Schumer's turn to catch up. Dahlia Lithwick will join us later in this hour to discuss what should be the Democratic Senate.
Yo, people. What happened?
The senators include Rob Portman and Senator Susan Collins.
Oh. Oh my god. happened to Roll?
Great tasting and sure, with 9 grams of protein, 27 vitamins and minerals, and nutrients to support
Why is that saying Roll left so much times?
At Open Farm, our recipes are made from simple, premium ingredients, and you can trace every ingredient in every bag back to its source. Because with ingredients this good, we want everyone to know. Shop now at your local pet store or openfarmpet.com.
I sweat profusely for my armpits. I sweat off a lot.
We wanted to create an antiperspirant that could tackle the toughest sweat.
I love carpet. It's the only thing that's ever worked for me. Now I don't sweat.
Get your total body sweat solutions today at mycarpet.com.
It's time for Sleep Number's January sale on the Sleep Number 360 smart bed. You can adjust your comfort on both sides. The Sleep Number settings.
Can it help me fall asleep faster?
Yes, by gently warming your feet.
But can it help keep me asleep?
Absolutely. It intelligently senses your movements and automatically adjusts to keep you both effortlessly comfortable.
Will it help me keep up with Mom?
You got this.
So you can really promise better sleep?
That's not true. And now $6,000 on the Sleep Number 360.
Wait, I'm paying for that?
Now Samsung's helping us open for learn more. They have businesses. Plus UPS, only cheaper. Get our special TV offer, plus 4-week trial, plus postage and a digital scale.
Nice block.
.com/try and never go to the post office again.
Congresswoman Susan Wild was terrified during the invasion of the Capitol, but it would have been much worse if Jason Crow wasn't holding her hand.
What was going through my head was, frankly, terror. Unlike Jason, I don't have combat experience. I'm very grateful to have been in the foxhole with Jason. It's the closest I have ever come to something like that.
Oh, shit.
And I will tell you that it was a scene of total confusion and chaos, at least for somebody who had never been in that kind of experience.
But our next guest, Jason Crow, can't protect every member of Congress, especially now that House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says the enemy is within the House.
We want to have a scientific approach to how we protect members. I do believe, and I believe so alone, that we will probably need a supplemental for more security for members when the enemy is within the House of Representatives, a threat that members are concerned about, in addition to what is happening outside.
Currently, there is no budget, and there has never been a budget for providing individual security to members of the House of Representatives or to senators. They don't get bodyguards in Washington or back in their home districts. And the one place they always thought they never had to be worried was inside the House of Representatives. Nancy Pelosi left no doubt about what she meant when she said the enemy is within.
What exactly do you mean that the enemy is within? What exactly?
It means that we have members of Congress who want to bring guns on the floor and have threatened violence on other members of Congress.
She is, of course, talking about Marjorie Taylor Greene and other Republican members of Congress who have tried to bring guns onto the House floor. Politico is reporting that a Republican House staffer who works for
Fuck off,
members who voted to overturn the election results, quote, has received multiple calls from constituents who say the rioters didn't inflict enough damage and that there should have been more people storming the Capitol. Joining us now is Democratic Congressman Jason Crow of Colorado. He's a member of the House Armed Services Committee. Congressman Crow, thank you very much for joining us again tonight. What is the feeling in the House of Representatives, and what do you think is needed in the House of Representatives now about security in the aftermath of the Capitol invasion?
Hi, Lawrence. Things are very tense.
Goaltending.
There's still a lot of security here on Capitol Hill. We want to see change, and we have to see change. You know, what happened on January 6th was obviously a catastrophic security failure. There's no doubt about that. But I think the challenge that we face right now is we have to address that security situation. We have to address this threat of domestic, homegrown terrorism that we see. But we have to do it in a way that doesn't change who we are. And that's what I want to see. I don't think we should let this violent mob, this group of terrorists, change who we are as a Congress and as a people. So we have to make sure we're taking that into account. There's a lot of things that we can do to change the security and to make Capitol Hill, to make Congress more secure, to provide security for members. There's actually a comprehensive security assessment underway right now. So we have to see what comes out of that assessment, what we have to do. But also remember that this is the people's choice. And that
wasn't for you, Skywalker.
Is really essential to who we are.
What about security for members of Congress when they're outside of Washington, when they're in their home states, their home districts, or traveling anywhere in the United States?
Yeah, I think we're going to have to settle into a new normal here, at least in the next couple of months. I mean, the bottom line is this, that President Trump radicalized an entire wing of the far right. You know, we now have an extremist right-wing movement that's been radicalized, that's armed, that's extremely dangerous. We saw that on January 6th, and actually it's not new. It's been around for decades. The foundation and the beginnings of it have been around for many decades. But President Trump brought it out in the open and has romanticized it and given them permission.
Hell no.
Some resources available to members to make sure that they and their families are safe. That's the new normal. That's the unfortunate reality of what we're in. But we have to do that while we also understand that accessibility to our constituents is really essential to our democracy. And
that was not a wing flow.
Do both of those, and we have to figure out how to do it.
Well, all 50 governors have security because they're all commanders of their own state police, and they're always surrounded by their own state police. Some of them have bigger security entourages than others. Hundreds of mayors have security because they have their own police departments, their local police departments that are
I got everything, man.
all the time. And it always shocks people when I tell them, and I have this conversation privately all the time, that no, there's absolutely zero security for a United States Senator, zero security for Jason Crow and the members of the House of Representatives. And after what we saw on January 6th,
give me that.
Is there
shoot that.
resembling a plan to do anything about that?
Well, the planning is underway right now. There is a comprehensive assessment that has been commissioned by the House leadership. General Honore is leading that. It's my understanding that's going to be done by March 5th, and based on that comprehensive assessment, not just of Capitol Hill, but of member security, then we're going to determine what we need to do. So it has to be fact-based. It has to look at things holistically. But, you know, I am still a little bit, I'm grieving a little bit for this new environment because, you know, I used to carry a gun. I used to carry a gun for work in Iraq and Afghanistan for our country.
You gotta be kidding me. Smithy.
And then I left the service, I took my uniform off, and I left that life behind me and started a family, became a veterans advocate, became a member of Congress. And I never thought that I'd be in an environment where I'd have to have armed security and guards and have, you know, a gun to protect me and my family. That's never the way I wanted to live, and that's never the way that I envisioned American democracy and elected officials, you know, acting or having to act and have available to them. So I'm still, frankly, kind of personally grieving about the environment that we're in right now. So we have to figure this out. I don't have the answer to it right now. The bottom line is there has to be some change. We have to make sure we're protecting ourselves, our families, our communities, our constituents in the Capitol. At the same time, how do we reconcile that against our need for accountability and accessibility and transparency and to not become, you know, a fortified government?
Good block.
It's not the way that we want to be. It's not the way we want to live. And I think we're going to have to figure that out. That is a leadership challenge, and I don't think anyone has the answer to it right now.
And let me just say, I certainly don't have the answer to it. And when I was working in the Congress and the Senate, it was a much calmer time than now. And I grieve with you about the loss of what it used to feel like to work there before January 6th. Congressman Jason Crow, thank you very much for joining us tonight.
Yeah, thanks, Lawrence.
Thank you. Coming up, well, most people who qualify for the COVID vaccine are having trouble, to put it mildly, getting an appointment to get that vaccine. Dr. Fauci says it might be time to create a new vaccine to deal with the new variants. Dr. Peter Hotez joins us next.
It's either the assurance of a 165-point certification process, or it isn't.
The hell, nigga?
It's either testing an array of advanced
You should have went. You should have went up for that. No, 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 no. I'm, oh,
One in two kids is underhydrated.
I said, oh,
Creative Roots gives kids the hydration they need with the fruit flavors they love and 1 gram of sugar. Find Creative Roots in the kids' juice aisle.
Research
good shot.
says people remember commercials with nostalgia. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual customizes your home insurance, here's one that'll really make you
It's 80. It's 89 to 40.
only pay for what you need.
Who wanted to quit?
Are you ready to join the doers? Those who do more with less asthma. Thanks to Dupixent.
I saw Uncle quit. I'm like, what the hell?
Specific types of moderate.
That's when I came back to the party. And Uncle was like, yeah, he went to go order some food or something like that.
For better breathing in as little as 2 weeks and help prevent severe asthma attacks. It's not a steroid,
Oh.
but can help reduce.
Wait, what was the overall, anyways?
Dupixent can cause serious allergic reactions, including
Oh.
anaphylaxis. Get help right away if you have rash, shortness of breath, chest pain, tingling, or numbness in your limbs. Tell your doctor if you have a parasitic infection, and don't change or stop your
You good, Mom? You okay?
without talking to your doctor. Do more with less asthma. Talk to your asthma specialist about Dupixent. If your financial situation has changed, we may be able to help. In a year of changes, don't take chances on your taxes. Be 100% certain with Jackson Hewitt. We'll get your
Walker.
taxes done right.
Okay.
Guaranteed.
Our immune system is so complex. Supporting with a single nutrient may not be enough. Qunol has vitamin C and zinc to help support immune health, plus elderberry, echinacea, and more. The brand I trust is.
I can't lie. I want to try to get this aiming on. I want to try to get the aiming on. What the hell?
Underwear made with soft, breathable, moisture-wicking fabrics. Targeted cool zones, waistbands.
No, he said he's back now.
And legs that won't dry up. We're confident our underwear is more comfortable than what you've got on right now. So confident, in fact, that we came up with this guarantee. If you don't love your first pair, it's on us. Try a pair at MacWeldon.com.
When the world shut down, I opened up 24/7. I went from being a house to a home.
Dive.
I didn't complain once when I turned into a bakery
Why am I on the floor?
or a playground. But then open spaces came. They brought some order around here. Belongings merged back into bins. Ingredients finally found a home. Beautiful things have purpose again. And let me tell you, the little one's room has never looked so good. Open spaces. Welcome to the new standard of home storage.
Who's a good food? Who's made with premium ingredients from farms we know? Who's a very, very good food? Shop now at your local pet store or over at farmpet.com.
I didn't get no boost.
Here comes award-winning cooking without having to get the tattoo. Here comes the sunbasket.
There, you got a chance.
Planning and implementing, making a modified version of the vaccine that would ultimately be able to be directed specifically against the South African.
We just need 2 more points there. I want to get that 2 more points. Hold on a second. I want to get 100. Oh, you went through. Good block. I just want to get 100.
National School of Tropical Medicine, the Baylor College of Medicine, and director of the Center for Vaccine Development at Texas Children's Hospital in Houston. Dr. Hotez, thank you very much for joining us tonight. What did we just hear?
Asshole.
Fauci suggesting that we need a new vaccine to deal with the South African variant. What does that mean for people who already have the vaccine that doesn't deal with that variant?
Oh, quick. If you can pull up.
So we're also developing a recombinant protein vaccine that's being scaled to 1 billion doses in India right now with biological
I want to make sure we get that 100.
Yeah. So it's clear that these
No.
adequate for the South African variant. It'll give partial protection to
Damn.
varying degrees.
No, I didn't aim the last one.
Have to make 2 vaccines.
I shot that one myself.
So how do you handle that? What it means
A square.
There's 2 options. One,
play the game and play the half? Bang!
Combination vaccine, what some people call a bivalent vaccine, or you move out the existing vaccine you have.
Look at my sis.
Knowing that you still have.
Look at my sis though.
Down the line, you're going to give a boost corresponding to the new South African variant. And I think that's
look at that 0. So look, you weren't passing the ball for nobody. Look, you didn't pass the ball at all.
But this is going to be something to watch very closely. That we're going to have variants.
Skywalker, you didn't pass the ball once, bro.
It's different enough from the existing one that we're seeing lower levels of protection. We saw this with the Novavax report today. That 90% protection against the one it was designed for, and only about 50 to 60%.
I'm gonna start calling you Groundwalker.
It's okay, but in the long run,
I'm gonna start, you know what? I'm gonna start. I'm gonna call you No Pass.
So the consumer end of getting the vaccine is
When Skywalker got the ball, you guaranteed that No Pass.
getting emails from their local hospital saying, hey, come on in, set up an appointment, it's really easy.
No Pass.
Oh, yeah.
But down the line, there may be a need for a third immunization, a boost. And if that boost is done, it may be against the South African.
His AI was holding it down by himself.
Keep everybody calm. Remember that we thought there was a pretty high likelihood we might have to give a third immunization down the line anyway at some point, because we have no protection of any of these vaccines. So they last for 3 months, 3 years, or 30 years. So everyone was pretty confident we were going to need a third immunization down the line anyway. And all we're really saying is that third immunization is going to have to be with the South, probably specifically directed against the South African variant. That's the scenario that's looking the most plausible right now. The one we're mostly in discussions with our vaccine and the other vaccine developers are as well.
That is an invaluable update to vaccine news. Dr. Peter Hotez, thank you very much for joining us. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure, Lawrence. Thanks.
Thank you. Coming up, Joe Biden got an invaluable gift on Inauguration Day, the resignations of some federal judges. Dahlia Lithwick joins us next.
I'm not hungry! You're having one more bite. Yeah, one more bite.
Why? What happened? Because he saved and quit?
Craft for the win-win.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. All he has to do, if if he already saved and quit, all right. When he goes, when you load in, all you have to do is join off the invite. It won't bring you to the game.
Cranky David. A bad mood related to a sluggish gut. Miralax is different. It works naturally with the water in your body to unblock your gut. Clear gut and your new
All right, so what we're gonna do? We're gonna wait for Junebug to finish his game.
Try this new Robitussin Honey Severe, the real honey you love, plus the powerful comfort. Mind if I root through your trash? New Robitussin Honey Severe, strong relief for your severe symptoms.
Warnings were made for better things than rheumatoid arthritis. When considering another treatment, ask about allergens.
A pill for adults with moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis when methotrexate is not helping enough. Xeljanz can help relieve joint pain and swelling, stiffness, and help stop further joint damage, even without methotrexate. Xeljanz can lower your ability to fight infections. Before and during treatment, your doctor should check for infections.
Unless you guys want me to go get my bag instead.
Serious, sometimes fatal infections, cancers, including lymphoma, and blood clots have happened. Taking a higher than recommended dose of Xeljanz for RA may increase risk of death. Tears in the stomach or intestines, and serious.
So wait, I'm the only shooter?
Don't let morning go by without asking your doctor about the pill first prescribed for RA more than 7 years ago. Xeljanz.
I always thought it was me, that I was the reason all these diets never worked.
It made me realize that I never really learned how to eat right.
It gets results by teaching you a lot about your own eating habits.
So if you want to play a shooter, I'll get my faster.
Once I understood why I was making those choices, it was easy for me to change those habits, and weight loss came naturally after that.
I've been on in for 4 months now.
Alright, so you stay your finisher then. You go your finisher then.
Visit noom.com and lose the weight for good.
The moment Proactive started working, I felt
Junebug, get your finisher, Junebug.
Get that clear skin feeling with our 3 skincare systems.
I'm staying on my shooter. Junebug going on finisher.
Be gentle. Subscribe today. Risk free at proactive.com.
CoQ10 is the #1 cardiologist
Man.
for people taking cholesterol-lowering statin drugs. I recommend CoQ10 because it has
No, it's not gonna tire it out. It just everybody's gonna want the ball to shoot.
The Dish Voice Remote has Google Assistant. It allows you to control all sorts of things, like the lights, and the door, lock the door, and of course your TV.
But the thing what I told Junebug, you see what I told Junebug yesterday, because again this guy scored 30 points yesterday, and then right away, I want to switch bills. I'm like, nigga, you crazy?
Dish Voice Remote with Google Assistant.
I'm like, bro, nigga, you going off, nigga? What the hell's wrong with you?
Bossy loves Farmer's Dog. It smells good. Comes in these convenient
Nigga,
packs.
don't go off.
Visit betterforthem.com.
On Inauguration Day, President Biden got the most precious gift he is legally allowed to accept from Victoria Roberts. It was a resignation letter. Victoria Roberts is a federal judge in
Telling you,
Michigan.
Junebug on the slash is better than Junebug on the shooter.
And ended it with this line. With respect, I congratulate you on your election as the President of the United States, Kamala Harris, on her election as Vice President. Victoria Roberts is one of several federal judges who worked with Donald Trump before retiring and allowing the President to choose a replacement. Other federal judges sent their resignation letters directly to President Biden on or about Inauguration Day. The United States Senate has never had a more important first-year agenda of the president since 1933, when Franklin Roosevelt took office in the depths of the Depression. Yes, the Senate will have an impeachment trial.
For me, it's
Donald Trump.
yeah, me it's shots and layups for me.
Another COVID relief package. Yes, the Senate will be trying to deal with climate change. Yes, the Senate will be passing a massive budget bill that will repeal the Trump tax cuts for rich people, which they haven't even started talking about yet. And the Senate will have many more less visible legislative fights going on every day. But through it all, every day, the Democratic Senate, the Senate Judiciary Committee on the Senate floor will be trying to deliver confirmations of the most important appointments Joe Biden can make. Federal judges. Joining us now is Dahlia Lithwick, senior editor and legal correspondent for Slate.com and host of the podcast Amicus. Dahlia, thank you very much for joining us tonight. When I read Victoria Roberts' resignation letter and a few of the others, they're kind of playful. I mean, they're almost, putting little hearts on them. It's like they're so thrilled that they can deliver this resignation to Joe Biden and give him this opportunity to make these appointments. And some of them, are at an age where they might have liked, resigning a few years ago, but they waited, and the moment came on January 20th.
It's true, Lawrence. I think the only caveat to your greatest gift Biden could have gotten is the other gift he got, which was the Senate, which was those 2 Georgia seats. Because I think no matter how many judges retired, if he didn't have the Senate, this was going to be a massive fight. And so I think you're quite right. As soon as the ink was signed, that those Georgia seats were his, and that the
I don't even
Senate
care
was
for green
his,
machines, so I'm just gonna put that down to brown.
of judges step aside, and I wouldn't be surprised if you
Bro,
saw some Bush judges.
I try to put something on because everything is a Hall of Fame. I had this one Browns badge. Where are we gonna put it on? Corner specialist?
Well, yes, some of the
Deep fades?
designations do include Bush judges, and so some of the Clinton judges. But
maybe I should have put deep fade. No,
and they clearly want to see
fuck deep fade.
a president who they can trust make a responsible appointment.
Difficult shots.
Schumer and the Democrats in the Senate Judiciary Committee,
difficult shots.
I have to believe, have learned the lesson of Mitch McConnell, which is run this like a high-speed factory, get as many of these done as possible as fast as possible.
I think so, Lawrence, and I think you started with this really essential point, which is that Obama didn't do this. We know that Obama decided in his first year not to expend capital on judges. He decided to do the economy, he decided to do the Affordable Care Act, and boy, are we living with the consequences of that.
I already did that.
I think that understanding that it was a juggernaut and that
someone else has to do it because I can't do it that quickly.
I mean, it's extraordinary how successful Donald Trump
is. So I'm gonna
at these lifetime appointees, how many circuits they've completely flipped. I think that if Schumer and the Dems haven't learned the lesson now, that this is really
I have that
number one.
But
with all the other
if I'm a shooter, why would you take off Dimer?
When Rachel talked to Chuck Schumer the other
day,
she brought up the Presidential Commission on the Judiciary. Joe Biden's has Bob Bauer is going to be the chair of that. Some other law professors that names will be on
there's one. Hold on. I got to turn back on my passing. I put on tight handles, and I took off a lot of shit. So hold on, let me put back on my shit now.
Wasn't eager to talk about that, and Luck was able to say to Rachel, quite honestly,
you put on flashy pants?
6 months or so it takes for that group to issue a report. What do you expect to be in a report like that? Can we tell at this stage on the question of expanding?
So who's running point guard? Wait, who's actually running point guard?
We don't know, as you said, even really who's on the commission. I think we know that at least one person, Caroline Frederickson,
I have 24.
On the commission, has spoken positively about court expansion. We also know that Bob Bauer himself has talked about maybe term limits or other forms of serious court reform.
All right.
So I don't know. We may just get a kind of huge wish
list
of 52 things you can do, jurisdiction stripping and term limits and all the other things you can do without a laser focus on court expansion, which is so controversial. I think we'll probably get a very, very comprehensive report, and then really the question is going to be, does Biden, given that he may not have the filibuster behind him, does he kind of go big or go small on this? And the hope is that he goes big.
Well, yeah, at a minimum, there will be this scholarly document that will take us through the history of how we got to 9 and why we've been stuck at 9 for so long on the Supreme Court. And that number didn't come from heaven. It was arbitrary and remains arbitrary. We're out of time on this for tonight.
So everybody's on the squad now?
In a minimum, when they issue that report, and several times before, Donnie Lithwick, thank you very much for joining us. Really appreciate it.
Take care, Mark.
Thank you. Coming up, thousands were arrested in Russia for protesting the jailing of Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny. Among those arrested were 3 members of the group Pussy Riot. The group's co-founder, Nadia Tolokonnikova, will join us next.
I have 24.
Skip to cold relief fast. Alka-Seltzer Plus Power Max Gels with 25% more concentrated power.
Yeah, that's what I'm turning on some passing badges now. Same. I turned on Lob City Passer, and I turned on Flashy. But I only have mine on silver. I have both of them at silver.
Only pay for what you need.
Yeah. Yeah. Me. The reason why I did it like that, so I can still toss good oops to Junebug.
Love reading. I love cooking healthy. It's super important to me. I was noticing that I was just having some memory loss that was really bothering me. So I tried Prevagen and it started to work for me. I wish I had taken Prevagen 5 or 10 years ago.
Yeah.
With relapsing forms of
No.
MS,
No.
there's a lot to do.
No. The reason why. No. The reason why I say Lob City Passer. Yeah. It makes it more accurate. Yeah. That too. Plus, if you don't notice, when someone has Lob City Passer on, and so Lob City Finisher on, they do crazier dunks. Yeah, and they do a crazier dunk. And sometimes, most times, Showtime does pop up.
Especially when taken before or after a immune system. A rare, potentially fatal brain infection called PML may happen with these symptoms. Tell your doctor if you have those symptoms. The symptom may cause a decrease in sometimes attack causes.
You cap it.
Ask your healthcare provider about Kesimpta. Dramatic results, less RMS drama.
Hey there, Robert Larson here. You know, with Simply Safe, you get comprehensive
What jumper are you using?
You don't have to leave your house or have anyone to come install it. You simply order it online. It gets delivered to your door, and you can set it up yourself in just a few minutes. Imagine that. So take it from an expert. Get Simply Safe and protect your home, your family.
You can have the two.
Are you tired of underwires? Introducing Knit. Our wireless bras are designed to support you all day and feel like nothing at all, with styles and sizes up to a gym cup.
I do not have the time or patience for wired bras anymore.
Go wireless at knits.com.
Let's see what I had, yo.
Our recipes are made from simple, premium ingredients.
What the hell? Oh yeah, you're slash. Wait, are you a slasher?
We want everyone to know. Shop now at your local pet store
Okay,
or
sorry, my bad.
openfarmpet.com.
It's time for Sleep Number's January sale on the Sleep Number 360 smart bed. You can adjust your comfort on both sides. Use Sleep Number 7.
Can it help me fall asleep
Yeah.
faster?
Yes, by gently warming your feet.
But can it help keep me asleep?
Absolutely. Intelligent senses your movements automatically adjust to keep you both effortlessly comfortable.
Will it help me keep up with mom?
Practice. So you can really promise better sleep? Not promise. True. And now save $1,000 on the Sleep Number 360 Special Edition Smart Bed. Now $17.99. Only for limited time. To learn more, go to sleepnumber.com.
Here is Secretary of State Tony Blinken in his first State Department press briefing today.
Good luck.
It remains striking to me how concerned and maybe even scared the Russian government seems to be of one man, Mr. Navalny. His voice is the voice of many, many, many Russians, and it should be heard, not muzzled. Alexei Navalny was immediately jailed by when he returned to Russia on January 17th after 5 months of recovery in Germany from a deadly poisoning that he says was ordered by Vladimir Putin. Protests erupted in Russia last weekend in support of Alexei Navalny. It was one of the largest anti-Putin protests in his 21 years in power. Navalny's brother Oleg was arrested and detained for 48 hours. Russian police raided the homes of several of Mr. Navalny's allies. Anastasia Vasilyeva did not stop playing the piano when the police raided her home.
No, you held X. Oh.
Russian protest has had a theatrical element to it since 2012, when the women of Pussy Riot received international recognition
Ooh, that made it through.
after they performed an anti-Putin protest song at a Moscow cathedral. Pussy Riot's latest protest music video was called Rage. It was filmed in St. Petersburg, where some of the people in the video were arrested for participating in it. The video will be released on Monday. Here is some of that video.
No.
Joining us now is Nadia Tolokonnikova, founding member of Pussy Riot. Nadia, thank you very much for joining us tonight. I want to get your reaction to what it means to Vladimir Putin when President Biden talks to him about the poisoning of Alexei Navalny. The White House notes on the phone call said that President Biden talks to Vladimir Putin about the poisoning.
That was like my third shot, bro.
What effect does that have on Vladimir Putin and in Russia?
Well, thank you for having me. And from the point of the protesters, I must say that it's really important for the international leaders to be involved in what's happening currently in Russia. It really helps us because we are a democracy, and international involvement helps us. Putin is deeply scared of the international pressure. He might try to put stone face on himself and might try to appear as a person who does not care. But in fact, he deeply cares.
You don't see that tall motherfucker in the paint? You cool.
So if it's Joe Biden or Angela Merkel is really effective when international leaders.
Come on, you got Igor in the paint, dog. You're good.
You told me yesterday that it's been a very emotional time for you this week, especially. One of your partners, Masha, was arrested and detained. I think she's still detained. We have some video of her being arrested right there. Do you know what her situation is now?
It's deeply emotional to me because Masha is arrested seriously for the first time since 2012. In 2012, we were arrested and put in isolator. At the same isolator where Masha is detained currently. And it's not one of the normal arrests that's happening with us every day in Russia. It's a serious arrest right now. It's a serious arrest with criminal charges, and she is facing 2 years in jail, which is ultimately my deepest nightmare. And I still, after this day, years after my release from prison, I have these nightmares of me coming back to jail.
You okay?
This is a nightmare where Masha lives right now. We don't know what's going to happen there. In a day, we will hear more news.
This is Russia?
It is likely, unfortunately, that Masha will end up in jail again.
You told me the first time we talked
What the hell's going on in Russia?
Why you didn't have to serve your full prison sentence. You did more than a year in a very difficult Russian prison, which is a forced labor prison, by the way. I mean, that's something we could talk about at length, is what you have to go through in one of these prisons. But the reason you got out was because of pressure put on Russia and put on Putin directly by foreign leaders.
It incredibly helps. I cannot stress it enough.
Which reporter? Like a Russian reporter?
There was games coming. So the reason why Putin had to release it because he didn't want to have bad picture in the international media. So the more reaction you have in European American media, the more chances that Alexei Navalny and everyone else who was arrested in the last 10 days, they will be released.
I know you're very friendly with Alexei Navalny and his wife, who was her home was also raided by the Russian police. You visited him, I know, when he was in the hospital. Talk about the bravery it takes for him and for you to repeatedly confront Vladimir Putin, knowing that prison is the very likely outcome of confronting him.
On the 17th of January, when Navalny sat on this airplane and went from Berlin to Russia, he committed a radical act of political bravery. It was one of the most important political actions lately because he is showing us that all it takes to be effective in opposing the corrupt government is just refuse to fear. And he and his
so Skywalker.
it's the whole constellation of amazing talented people who are standing
This guy. So earlier when I said I'm gonna call this guy, I see what this guy's saying. He said he has a what's it called? A proposition for me.
And you've seen in the last couple of months
Yeah.
how Alexei Navalny outmaneuvered Putin at every turn.
So I guess he's supposed to be coming here. What time is it? Nigga, you're the only person that put your legs in the air, bruh.
Nadia, thank you very much for joining us again tonight. It is invaluable for Americans, for our audience, to hear your voice on this. We really appreciate it.
What came in your mouth now?
Last word, the 11th hour with Brian Williams.
And good evening once again, day 9 of the Biden administration, and the state of our nation is such that the fortress now surrounding the Capitol building following the January 6th
What the hell? Nigga, what you doing on the floor?
Permanent. And the Speaker of the House is rather ominously warning that, quote, the enemy is within. Today, the acting chief of the Capitol Police Department recommended the fence remain around our Capitol building indefinitely, and that there be a backup force always stationed nearby to respond to any such violence. This follows yesterday's warning from our own Department of Homeland Security about the potential for attacks by those inspired by the assault 3 weeks ago now. An attack even Donald Trump's former defense secretary now says was, quote, fomented by the former president. All of it was in service, of course, to the big lie. Since January 6th, a lot of members of Congress are now reporting they've received threats to their lives while in Washington and back home in their districts. 32 members of Congress have now asked House leadership for more protection.
We will probably need a supplemental for more security for members when the
enemy is that bad?
In the House of Representatives. A threat that members are concerned about. In addition to what
bro, stretch never came off.
The enemy is within. What exactly? It means that we have members of Congress who want to bring guns on the floor and have threatened violence on members of Congress.
There is, of course, already tension over initial moves to enhance safety procedures like metal detectors, which some Republican members have walked around refusing to use. But there's also increasing anger among Democrats about other members of the House, like freshman Republican Marjorie Taylor Greene of Georgia. She's endorsed violence against Speaker Pelosi. She has expressed support for baseless QAnon conspiracy theories and has liked social media posts calling for things like violence against Democrats and the FBI. Jimmy Gomez, member of Congress from California, has now drafted a proposal to get her expelled from the House.
You missed that shit?
The House has its own ability to see
any
member that it chooses. It takes 2/3 vote to do it. She's incited crowds.
Don't call him. This nigga had to stick the backwards.
Go after Nancy Pelosi. I believe she is a clear and present danger to the members of the House of Representatives, just simply for the fact she also is able to bring a gun to the House office buildings, and she's walked around the metal detectors going to the floor.
Get off of me.
Just today, Speaker Pelosi met with a friend of this broadcast, retired U.S. Army General Russell.
Oh, no, Speaker.
Security review in response to the insurrection, investigating what went wrong. President Biden now has...
I know, but he was in the paint.
Despite this tense atmosphere in the legislature today, his focus was on health care. He signed executive orders...
How was that my turnover?
...restrictions and expanding Obamacare with a special enrollment period for those who lost their insurance because of the ongoing and uncontrolled pandemic. Biden also gave his most direct defense so far for the need for executive action.
Shoot that. Oh, no, he's not shooting.
Today we're about to sign 2 executive orders. Basically, the best way to describe it, to undo the damage Trump has done. There's nothing new that we're doing here other than restoring the Affordable Care Act and restoring the Medicaid to the way it was before Trump became president.
Ooh! That was my bad. I was supposed to go to you. I even held it. My bad. I'm pointing towards your direction.
Spread of coronavirus variants, these new strains across our country. Mutations of the virus have shown up in about half of our states. Today, South Carolina became the first to report the first
A flashy pat. I'm mad.
one of the most virulent.
I can't lie. I tried to flash it to him still.
Found in 2 patients who had not traveled to South Africa.
This nigga shot from Hong Kong.
His nearly $2 trillion relief bill passed with bipartisan support.
Nigga, no. Your player got the range, but you don't got the shot.
Measured through Congress with or without Republican votes. Tonight, the White House indicated that it was prepared to move fast.
The American people don't have certainty about being able to put food on the table. When we hit this unemployment cliff in March, if we aren't able to plan for how we're going to reopen schools, this can't be a game that's played where we wait, negotiate. But at the end of the day, he also has his principles, and he is not going to break this bill up.
NBC News has learned President Biden has directly reached out to at least 2 GOP senators this week, including newly re-elected Susan Collins of Maine and Rob Portman of Ohio, who's retiring from the Senate. There was also this today, House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy at Mar-a-Lago with Donald Trump. A spokesman said Trump's agreed to work with McCarthy in the form of helping the Republican Party to become a majority in the House. And in true Trumpian fashion, the statement went on to say this, and ask yourself who this sounds like. Quote, President Trump's popularity has never been stronger than it is today, and his endorsement means more than perhaps any endorsement at any time. With that, let's bring in our leadoff guest on this Thursday night, starting with Carl Hulse. Few people know Washington and the Hill better than Carl. He's a 30-year veteran journalist, happens to be chief Washington correspondent for the New York Times. Shannon Pettypiece, our senior White House reporter over at NBC News Digital, and Dr. Naheed Bedelia, an infectious disease physician.
Y'all playing hot potato.
Special pathogens unit at Boston University School of Medicine. During Ebola, notably, she worked with the WHO, which the U.S. has now rejoined under the new administration. And Shannon, let's start with you and your beat, and specifically
offensive.
The elections having consequences rule that was in effect today. Both of these executive actions, executive orders that the president signed today,
I didn't pat my feet, so that was my bad.
The extension of Obamacare are triggers to the Republican Party, but there's talk all over the place at the White House.
Oh no, I got picked. Good block. Didn't even jump.
Well, yes, and of course, this all comes that they're trying to get Republicans to come over to their side on the COVID relief bill. These executive orders, though, almost feel like ripping off a Band-Aid. They're expected to be...
I didn't know how like 2 shooters out here.
White House Chief of Staff Ron Klain outlined executive orders going through...
What? Who the fuck are you passing to?
So we're not expecting...
Opposite to you. That's who you're passing to.
...long trickle of executive orders. This feels like getting out a lot of the things they wanted to get out early on. And, you heard President Biden make that point before. They're not doing anything new through these. It's really just undoing some of the key accomplishments of the Trump administration. And not only that, but putting back in place a lot of the policies under the Obama administration. So really bringing back those Obama years. But there has been a lot of criticism, is Biden doing too much on executive orders? But it's really not taking action. It's undoing things. So once they get past this phase, though, this first week of sort of undoing the Trump legacy, then they are expected to really zero in, focus, and they already are to a huge extent on getting legislation passed. And I think that's maybe when we see more of the unity effort coming in. Though, of course, it's not shaping up at this point like there's going to be an enormous amount of unity, despite seeing a number of Republicans appearing that they're interested in negotiating.
Oh, you gotta be kidding.
And Carl, it's great to see you. Let's pick up on Shannon's last point. How realistic are these White House goals? They're trying to get $2 trillion through the U.S.
Oh, that's not supposed to go to you. Let me icon that shit.
Republican votes, given your knowledge of this Senate and these Republicans.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Brian. It's an interesting
dynamic going on here. And you have to go back to 2009. You were talking about Obamacare there. There's a lot of Democrats on the Hill. Chuck Schumer, of course.
Damn.
You have to remember back to 2009. And some of these Democrats felt they got sandbagged by Republicans, that Republicans were pretending to negotiate on certain things, healthcare in particular, but really weren't going to follow through. I think what you're seeing right now is Democrats saying, all right, we're going to negotiate, but we're going to set ourselves up so that we can move forward on our own if we have to. So I think that's part of the tension that's going on. Republicans today are saying, wait a minute, you guys are setting yourself up next week to do budget reconciliation, but and do it on your own and avoid a filibuster. Wait, we're not done talking yet. But I think Democrats are really looking back to 2009 here and saying, we're not going to do that again.
Right about now, we could use a doctor. Luckily, we have one in this conversation. And Dr. Bedelia, this is scary news about these variants, these strains from overseas. I've heard reports that they are they can take advantage of air pockets and cracks even in two masks. They are so virulent. Are you confident with the ability of the vaccines to turn them away and the ability of the vaccine industry to tweak the formulas as we go?
Not me. Like what?
More aggressive at turning these new strains away.
Good evening, Brian. Let me start with the last one first. Yes, because we actually do that with a lot of other infectious diseases vaccines, such as the flu vaccine. And so that's less of a concern. On the variant front, with the discovery of the South African variant just in South Carolina today, we now have the three most concerning strains, variants now on U.S. soil. And the one that was discovered in South Carolina, because it was found...
This nigga laughs like Dennis the Menace.
Were not related to each other. That means that it's been around and there's community transmission there. The concern, particularly with the Brazilian variant and the South African variant, is that not only are they more transmissible, but it looks like they might decrease the efficacy of some of our therapies, including monoclonal antibodies and Skywalker. Now, on the vaccine front, some very good news today. Novavax.
You fucking up so much, you got a 12-year-old yelling at you.
From its UK trial that showed about 90% efficacy. That's a new tool for us. But at the same time, they also released the results of a smaller study from South Africa where the study was a lot more endemic, and they showed the efficacy of about 50 to 60%. Now, if a vaccine is still reducing disease, by 50 to 60%, that's still great. It was reducing severe disease. But
so hold on. So you admit that you're 12?
We need to work on those boosters.
We need to work on those percentages in order to get to herd immunity. So back to politics briefly. Shannon, both you and Carl have invoked the year 2009 early on in the Obama administration, and there's this old Washington West Wing bromide. Well, not so old. It's part of the modern era that you're allowed one big thing, and after that, politics just seeps in all the crevices and surrounds everything you're trying to do. And Shannon, speak to the problem of the Biden presidency coming in with more than one big thing to do. We are still in the grips of an uncontrolled pandemic after all.
In a sense, I was talking to someone earlier this week who said, in a way, it helps give them focus, because sometimes you come in as an administration and there's two big things. We saw the Trump administration struggle with healthcare or taxes. What should we do first?
Wasn't there a better option?
Of course, the Obama administration came in and they had a crisis. They had a focus. They had a very clear path they could go down. But
wide open this way.
While they have this focus at the moment, and the White House is incredibly focused behind trying to get this COVID relief bill through, and having come from
since y'all don't need me, I'm just gonna go stand in the corner.
Into legislation until it was passed, and then it was via Twitter.
Come on, nigga.
A remarkable change in the dynamics here when it comes to the White House involvement. But how much political capital are they going to have to spend?
But there's a difference, Junebug. You don't say nothing.
Time is going to have to get invested in addressing COVID.
No.
It's going to be a fight that they are.
Yeah, nigga. You don't say nothing.
4 months or for the rest of the year, and then that's I think going to answer the question about whether or not they can get to immigration to criminal justice reform to gun reform legislation to whatever else might be out there on the horizon is going to be dependent on how long this current crisis is on the front burner.
Carl, let's talk about Washington for a second. It's been postulated that the only reason Washington
Y'all know, technically, y'all blaming me. I say y'all blaming me. 100% me.
where our president lives is so
Yeah. There's been a few times where I haven't shot the ball the whole game.
Can use the airport to go home to their districts and come back for their grueling
No, it was just like what, a couple days ago. Well, when we were playing with your boys, I didn't shoot the ball. Oh.
32 of them have come forward to the speaker because of these death threats and asked for, presumably, a modest Capitol Police detail to travel with them because of the threats they are under. Given the fact that death threats know no party these days, both parties are receiving them.
I know, but I have a question, though. Just to be an asshole about it, what's the whole point of being on a mic if you're not going to communicate and say, hey, I'm open. Hey, pass the ball over here. Hey, I'm in the corner.
In terms of security, people are very nervous. This was a
like, bruh,
experience for the people who were in the Capitol that day. They hadn't experienced something like that.
Yeah, but sometimes they do it late. Like, oh, I'm open. I'm open. Pass the ball. But then when we go to pass the ball, but when you say it's basically you kind of late. Technically, you gotta say it like basically like 3 seconds before the guy get on you.
To say, you know, we need more security. We need more security. And then there's Republicans.
Oh, that's what I'm saying, yo. That's what I said. That's what I'm saying. Put me on, yo. Let's get a pro team going, and let's put me on the opposite team. As I've been saying from the get-go.
That's a major issue. There's been a push over the years to have a fence built around the Capitol. People are always fought it off. Now there's going to be another big attempt with some justification. The mayor has already said she's opposed to it. I think Norton will be critical in deterring this. You know, I'm somebody who actually lives.
All right, let's go. Hold on, let's see who's online right now.
For the neighborhood people, the Capitol is a really big part of the community. They don't want it to be walled off, and I think you're going to hear this argument. You know, we need security, but don't let the domestic terrorists win.
We'll see.
Case. So this security is expensive too, and going forward, you know, they're going to have to try and figure this out. But I will say, people are nervous. It's sort of ominous, right, to hear Nancy Pelosi say, you know, the threat is within. There's a lot that's going to happen in this area over the next few months.
Indeed, Carl, all the razor wire and fences in the world won't help you if the speaker sadly turns out to be right. Doctor, back to you, and you get the last word. Reports out of California, they're trying to reopen more interior spaces. New York said to be right behind them. And yet, when you and I have these conversations on television, it's about virulent, scary new strains of this illness that has us all out of circulation. Talk about timing here. There's no one I know that doesn't want schools to reopen again, but we all fall back on that word, reopen safely.
That's right, Brian, and the concern is that, you know, we're seeing this plateauing and now decreasing of cases and hospitalizations because that travel bump that we saw from the holidays may be coming down. But
what?
Most definitely, I think most people would agree, the calm before the storm, because in all countries in which those transmissible strains have been discovered, pretty quickly they become the more predominant strains. And the reason that's concerning is that if a strain is more transmissible, it will cause more hospitalizations and then eventually more deaths. And so now more than ever, we can't let more infections happen. I mean, there are more reasons for why not to let more infections happen. There's now also data, you know, there's medical mystery about why the disease affects some people so differently than others. And now we're discovering one of the things the virus does is ramps up your immune system against your own body, potentially, and that might last for longer, including our own research in a preprint that we released that survivors of SARS-CoV-2 or COVID actually had higher amounts of these types of autoimmune antibodies or harmful antibodies. So this is a signal potentially for us to look to make sure that, you know, things like long COVID are also not becoming endemic in this country. Let's stop those infections from happening. Let's not let these strains get the foothold in this country like they have in other countries.
We are much obliged to these three guests for starting us off. To Carl Holst, to Shannon Pettypiece, to Dr. Naheed Bedelia. Our great thanks for coming on tonight. Greatly appreciate it. Coming up, everyone roots for the so-called little guy until the little guy becomes a big mob, especially in the case of Wall Street. We'll talk to Kara Swisher about Robinhood, the idea, the app at the center of a big money fight this week and later. A different kind of mob, the violent kind. Why the Speaker of the House says threats to our democracy, as we said, are coming from within. All of it as the 11th hour is just getting underway on this Thursday evening in view of the greater wire surrounding our U.S. Capitol.
Oh shit.
Retirement plan for you.
Okay.
Keeps us moving forward.
Hey, Kevin. Hey, guys. They have customized solutions to help our family's special needs, giving us confidence in our future.
And in Kevin's.
Oh yeah, well planned, well invested, well protected.
What is my shit? It's not here.
I think the sketchy website I bought this turtle from stole all my info. Ooh. Have you looked on the bright side? Just got here with your responsible. That's my turtle. Discover something brighter.
I'm nervous.
Let's see how this goes.
I wanna... Yeah? Fuck yeah.
Transition Signature Jenny. Available now.
Working from home less stressful and more comfortable. Make the switch to X-Chair. No matter where you put the amazing X-Chair, instantly becomes the most comfortable place in any space. Instant side fold response and dynamic variable lumbar support make the X-Chair a customer favorite at home and work. Don't forget, the X-Chair lets you customize to the same measure of amazing comfort no matter what your size. Join the thousands of others who discovered the joy of relaxing working. Now we've integrated needs and massage into our patented dynamic variable lumbar support. Once someone experiences our XHMT heat and massage chair, it's almost impossible to get them out of it. But don't worry.
Yeah, I just noticed that too.
Because there's an X chair for everyone. And you can get $100 off any model on our website.
Oh, let's go to the little window. Shit. I might get kicked out this game. Hold on.
It was a decision that had to be made because Donald Trump continued to violate norms on these social media sites and rules that they had in place. And one thing that he really did is he crossed the line on inciting violence and terrorism, and domestic
Anybody ever
terrorism.
notice that this guy's name is A-hole?
Inciting that domestic terrorism. And so I think they had no choice but to do it because they didn't want to be in the business of being responsible for him continuing to foment that kind of anger and hate. And so it was the right decision. Now, the issue I have is that it was essentially two people decided the fate of Donald Trump, and the concentration of power.
No, the room protector when he got a block.
Google is really a problem, and therefore we should tax them more. And so that's why I have a bunch of billionaires outside my house right now protesting my phone. They run their own kombucha
cars
with their own kombucha machines and everything else. But you know what? Billionaires are such victims in this society, as you know.
Shit.
Yes, they are. Kara Swisher, thank you so much. Tell your partner Scott that he's written a dandy book on post-pandemic America. We want him to come on and talk about it, and we will help drive him up on
Wide open.
which is run famously by a billionaire.
All right,
Kara Swisher, our guest.
A hat is coming your way. A hat is coming your
way.
Okay, I'll continue to watch the mail as I do every day. Coming up, the QAnon congresswoman from Georgia says she's being attacked because she represents the people. And so far, her political party seems cool with that.
Ancestry, I discovered my great-aunt Ruth signed up as a nursing cadet for World War II when she was only 17. Bring your family history to life like never before. Get started for free at ancestry.com. If you have
What?
psoriasis or psoriatic arthritis, little things can become your big moment. That's why there's Otezla. Otezla is not an injection or a cream. It's a pill that treats differently. For psoriasis, 75%
Oh my
skin
God.
is achievable with reduced redness, thickness, and scaliness of plaques. For psoriatic arthritis, Otezla is proven to reduce joint swelling, tenderness, and pain. And the Otezla prescribing information has no requirement for routine lab monitoring. Don't use if you're allergic to Otezla. It may cause severe diarrhea, nausea, or vomiting. Otezla is associated with an increased risk of depression. Tell your doctor if you have a history of depression or suicidal thoughts, or if these feelings develop. Some people taking Otezla reported weight loss. Your doctor should monitor your weight and may stop treatment. Upper respiratory tract infection and headache may occur. Tell your doctor about your medicines and if you're pregnant or planning to be. Otezla, show more of you.
Online dating? My buddy met a nice woman that way, but I'm not really sure where to look.
Pick up your phone, go to OurTime.com, just take a look. It's easy to take a look on Our Time, the dating site for people over 50.
Say something, I'm giving up. I'll be the one if you want me to. Anywhere I would follow you.
Don't give up on polar bears. Please call or go online to WWFhelps.org and symbolically adopt a polar bear. Your monthly donation will help WWF protect threatened wildlife and their habitats. For just $12 a month, we'll send you this polar bear adoption kit as our way of saying thanks. And if you call in the next 5 minutes, we'll include a free WWF wall calendar. Please, don't give up on threatened species. Call or go online today.
Say you want to learn to do that thing. Big things, small things, anything, on anything, anywhere, anyhow, anyway.
You try to go for that shit again.
Days and days.
52% of men between 40 and 70 experience erectile dysfunction, but many
Can't get a
don't
block.
get treated. Now there's Roman, the digital health clinic for men. With Roman, you can get genuine ED medication prescribed by a healthcare professional in the comfort of home. If prescribed, you'll receive your medication with free 2-day shipping and discreet packaging. Get up to $35 off your first month on a recurring plan at getroman.com/bday.
Looking to refinance your mortgage? The first thing you want to do, find out how much your home is worth.
Just go to ownerlead.com, enter the address, and see the home value instantly. Go to ownerlead.com.
Mama, I'm short too.
For free.
What I'm concerned about is the Republican leadership in the House of Representatives.
That was a bad shot.
Assigning her to the
That was a bad
Education
shot.
Committee when she has mocked the killing of little children at Sandy Hook Elementary School, when she has mocked the killing of teenagers in high school at the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School. It's absolutely appalling.
That was a fake ass green, bro.
Growing calls for House Republican leader Kevin McCarthy, he's in Chicago today, to publicly denounce freshman Congresswoman QAnon conspiracy theorist Marjorie Taylor Greene of Georgia.
Mine says slightly early.
Had this takeaway that caught our attention. Quote, so far in 2021, Kevin McCarthy has been more critical of
Yeah, it was contested on mine too.
Taylor Greene. Back with us tonight, Baratunde Thurston, author, activist, comedian, former producer over at The Daily Show with Trevor Noah. These days, he is host of the podcast How to Citizen. And back with us tonight as well, the aforementioned Bill Kristol, the author and writer and thinker and Politico, a veteran of the Reagan and Bush administrations, the editor-at-large over at The Bulwark. Gentlemen, good evening to you both. Baratunde, I'd like to begin with you, and we're all about to see something. For the first time, we have what I'm told is the first video, exclusive video, out of this meeting today between McCarthy and Trump. We'll watch it and react on the other side.
You complete me. Not just has just
The hell?
You had me at hello. You had me at hello.
That is, obviously we have rolled the wrong clip, and we were sold a bill of goods here. I thought this was going to be of the McCarthy and Trump meeting, and someone's going to be, of course, in big trouble. So, Baratunde, to reset.
Hold on, what just happened?
The Republicans in the House going down to kiss the ring and God knows what else, meeting with a deposed former president in his underdecorated.
Oh, Brad Pitt. I'm done. Okay, on MSN on the news, right? They were supposed to run a clip of Trump, and they end up running a clip of a Brad Pitt movie.
I thought this was going to be of
I'm like, I'm done.
So, Baratunde, to reset, you've got the leader of the Republicans in the House.
I have to rewind that to see what really happened.
God knows what else, meeting with a deposed former president in his underdecorated Florida home. Is that because this is the only game they have? They badly need his supporters, and the thing they fear the most
Netflix
is having his supporters turn.
Dun 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 dun. You're gonna hear man Shepherd. Yes, because that form was ugly as hell. Damn.
You look like shit, son. You used to be so handsome. Can't you afford a razor?
Sure.
I believe I can
You got a
fly.
job.
But a nigga can't dunk.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
And what is it? If I had to guess, I'd say it's really complicated and it won't last very long.
Thank you.
Same as usual. It might be nice if you stopped hiding things. For us.
This guy shoots like Shaq.
Can I see her all this weekend?
Our things here all this weekend.
Oh shit, they got one.
One for you. It's tired of being disappointed.
I know I'm not the ideal father.
Wow.
Good night.
Saturday night.
Saturday.
Steal that shit.
Things will change, Claire.
Yeah.
It's only 11 o'clock. Damn. Quarter to 12. Man, you 12. Of course you're gonna feel tired.
Keep your money. Buy a present for our old.
Damn.
Saturday. Don't be late.
Remember, before you go to sleep, remember to burp, okay? You don't want to have a tummy ache. Woo, dunk that shit. And one! For some reason, I thought this was fourth quarter.
Who's there? It's Miranda. Get it.
Shoot that.
Actually, there's a problem.
Okay, alright. You stay on the slasher.
What are you doing? What are you doing, fucker? Wait, listen to me.
There we go.
Where's my money? I don't have it. I gave it to my kid's mom. Please, give me more time, please. Well, that's interesting. Maybe we should pay a visit to your kid's mom. No. Fuck. Please, don't let me go. Put me out, and I'll tell you how to make some cash. A bunch of cash. And it'll be more money than you can ever.
I don't know where the hell you, man. You got more shots than everybody.
Please don't keep me hanging like this. All right, Kevin, get him up. Thank you. I'm a janitor now. At the Louvre. Sounds like a shitty job. That depends. So I worked out I clean.
What? At least you getting the ball, though. At least the ball's in your hands.
Okay, and how does this give me my money?
There'll be games that I don't even get the ball at all.
Put a necklace up for auction.
Nigga.
The necklace belonged to Marie Antoinette, and it's worth millions. Except the sale won't go as planned because we're gonna see.
Wait, what are you? A sharpshooter?
Okay, Kevin, throw him over.
In Skywalker?
You didn't look at me.
Skywalker.
You saw me. But you didn't really look. Just like they don't. Who's they? The people I work for.
You're not going to answer that question?
On that side of town. Everyone who's on top while we're on the bottom. They don't look.
Alright, so you're a shot creator. So shot create!
Someone with muscle. And you need someone who knows the museum.
Give it to the shot creator.
Cool. This is where the auction's held. Be careful, there's cameras everywhere.
Only one place doesn't have cameras. Here. The janitor's locker room. I don't think there's anything valuable there. A separate hallway. A separate entrance.
Ooh.
A separate elevator.
Okay. Okay, you flying 8-ball.
That means they won't see you. What do you mean, you? You three. Go in as janitors and come out in.
I should have blocked that.
And how do we get in? Using our good looks. Don't worry, I'll get you in. That's my path. The real question is, how will you get out? They'll scan you. Unless you're taking out trash or bringing in cleaning products. Spray bottles can be filled with anything. Bleach, window cleaner.
Passing to Baron Davis. Baron Davis goes, oh no, I thought Baron Davis was going to dunk the ball. Bro, he doesn't have the driving. You have to wait until he's standing there.
You're going to put him on. Rudy, you're going to go and disable the security cameras. There's always just one guy there. He's always sleeping.
Shit. Don't call me no Sherlock, nigga. I'm not no white nigga.
And then, just deactivate the cameras. If the cameras are down for more than 2 minutes, the police are alerted. 2 minutes after.
You never call me Sherlock.
3 minutes they'll arrive. 2 plus 2.
Fuck you.
You have 7 minutes to escape.
June buggy.
It's tight, but more than enough time to get to the point and then keep the necklace after it's sold. You grab the necklace and exit there. And Rudy will be there with the car. Discreet, fast car he'll acquire.
Well, hold on. Was that turnover on me?
And here, observe all the pure gold.
That's why that turnover was on you.
Any questions?
Any questions? Well, the risking her ass is what do you do? I'm hiding the necklace.
It might fight if passing so close to out of bounds. Dunk that shit. Aww.
Work? It changed from all. Are your bosses cool?
Let's just say presumptuous. Presumptuous.
Seriously?
Presumptuous.
RESPECTOS.
I'm just saying, you know, that was me that called time out. That was me. I pressed it too, nigga. Fuck you. Nigga, you would have said something like how I said something. Fuck you. Yeah, I pressed time out fast as hell.
No. Thank you.
It's me, madam. I'm Babacar. Your husband's new children.
Shit, cause you do the same thing too. Yo. I don't think you know how to pass out when you're on your bed. Nigga, if you grab rebound, when you're going right back up, it's a guarantee. And I do it too. I do it too. Yeah, true, but we all do it too, bro. We all do it. I do it too. Because we all thought the same thing.
Where were you and your dad from?
Cynical, madam. Close to Thames.
And your mom.
You can't say that when you're not on your big that you don't go up. I go up too. When I'm on my big, I try to do the same thing too. I'm just saying. But okay. It happens.
A gentle? Yes, true.
Why are you talking about Gordon? We don't talk to that nigga no more. Yeah, but you brought Blue Clark. He can't protect himself. He's not here. I don't give a damn. We Canadians gotta stick together. United Front. Oh, God. I couldn't even say that with a straight face. See, and you want to talk about we bring up the gay shit, right? Right? But we bring up the gay shit. No one talking about anything gay, but you bring up the gay shit though. Man, I don't see nowhere where you're coming from. Like, what the hell? Man, I bet you put someone's dick in your ear so you can hear them coming. No, no, not my son. No, no, the kids are out of it. But grown ass niggas, especially it, oh, he grown now. Sorry, but he grown now. He's a man. He's not my kid. He's my man. Yep, so pause. I said pause. I said pause. I had to say pause. This guy made that bullshit. This guy made that bullshit. Alright, Smithy, you don't know. Yo, bro, keep your legs firmly on the ground. yo, remember, man's not supposed to tiptoe. Yeah, no. Yo, Junebug. Hey, Junebug. Yo, Junebug. Oh, I'm done. Yo, Junebug.
Put the car in the garage. I don't want it in the rain. Of course, sir.
I gotta curse him with the same thing I got cursed with. I gotta curse him with the same thing I got cursed with. One day, when he, what, 2 years, 3 years from now, right? I hope his kids steals his sandwich and food like how my kid steals my sandwich and food. We sitting here with my food sitting there all nicely. My son comes out of nowhere and just steals my chicken. Like my whole chicken gone. Just walks up, laughs, and just takes off. Yo, where's my chicken, yo, bro? And the thing is, that shit hot as hell. How you holding that in your hand just right after the piece of chicken? I'm like, yo, he ain't letting him go with that chicken for shit, bro. Bro, I'm telling you. Bro, do you know what we can do? Oh fuck! We still got fucking Maverick in here. No.
My name's Julia.
You're a slasher. I need a slasher, bro. No, we can talk. We can talk to him. Yo, invite him. No, we can talk to him and tell him to switch his badges. He will listen to us. All right, because he knows that we're better than him in the game, so he would listen to us. Just like when I told him, because he didn't have contact finisher at all, and I told him to put that shit on. Huh? He's a that slasher. Yeah. The first badge he had at gold was Pro Touch. When I first looked at the badge, that was the only badge he had was Pro Touch at gold. So you used 3 badges, and you brought Pro Touch to gold when you're a slasher. But tell me something now, Skywalker. Go to his attributes, right, and check it. What is his slashing at? What is his driving dunk at? Mhm. So Junebug, so I hope one day your son steals your chicken like how my son steals my chicken, steals my food. Just walks up and grabs it and takes off with it. You won't whoop his ass. You just laugh at him. You be like, "Where's my chicken? They stole my chicken." Be like, because Skyrocket can tell you all the evil laughs my kids have. Shit.
Central, we're checking the locker room. Perhaps we can set a starting bid of 18 million. That's a warm up from 5 may suggest.
That should be awesome. Start kind of. But still, they got 1v1 rush still. I got something that me Skywalker and Junebug can try out. No, the squad up 3-on-3. Me and Skywalker tried to squad up 2-on-2 yesterday, but we can do the 3-on-3. That's why I said. That's why I said something that me. Huh? Madden. Yeah, the 3-on-3. There's three. He can Jumbo. Yeah, but he's still playing. He's not the coach. He's not the coach. It's only his playbook. It'll be his playbook. Yeah, he'll still be on the field. I know. I heard. Nigga, deleted Madden. That's what I'm saying. Man, paid for the game and deleted the game. But still, he always will have it. Yo, the only reason why he doesn't like it that much is because he doesn't play it as much. Yeah.
How can you say that kind of thing to me? Do you have any idea of the situation I found myself in? Right by the front.
Man.
Why don't you make yourself at home? You're not paid to read.
Yo, dog, he's 16, bro. Even when y'all was 16, y'all were tweak. Y'all thinking that you guys are not tweaking, but you guys are tweaking when you guys are 16. For what's his name? Go to access same. Wolf Clark acts the same, but Go's not 18. Go's 17. He just turned 17. He just turned 17. Watch it.
37 million. 38.
I'm not gonna invite nobody, but I guarantee I can get Goldie back in this party.
Don't have 40.
Why?
39 million euros going once.
Mm. nigga went to my school too. This Crown Royal I'm drinking. Everybody went to different games, really? One guy went to Madden, next guy went to Modern Warfare. I'm done. Fine. I won't fuck it up then. I'm gonna Cold War right now then.
Going once, 60 million euros. Going twice, 60 million euros. Going thrice, so.
Oh, my birthday's coming up too. Ooh.